Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing your full moon aka pink moon reading. Today is Saturday, April 12th, 2025. Now, I barely got into shuffling and I had split the deck and I was about to, start shuffling them and the lovers just kind of slid out. Face up. So basically, guys, typically I put the bottom of the deck here, but I'm going to go ahead and set the lovers there. And let's just kind of see, what else do you guys want to say about this? Essentially I'm tapping into your guys' energy, right? I really don't know why I said it that way. It sounded weird. Usually I'd say like I'm tapping into y'all's energy, but anyway. Tapping into y'all's energy. But yes, I just stepped outside and got a beautiful glimpse of the moon. It's so gorgeous, and it was coming in through this clearing, clearing in the trees. So, all right, the High Priestess is joining us here. See how much? Okay, I think y'all can see that. I have the stand a little higher this time. I'm not sure how how that's gonna look, but. Let's just kind of see what you guys want to. Definitely you guys are really. Really just tapping into your spirituality at this time with the High Priestess, and I feel that you guys have essentially almost like a sense of what was I gonna say? Like revigoration? Is that what I was gonna say? Interesting. I think I'm going to do something here. Alright, I gotta do one of those, sorry. So sorry. Just gotta be real here. Wow, did y'all see that? Okay. Okay. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Hierophant in the reverse. So, wow, and look, right where I placed it, guys, that must have literally, I didn't realize I placed it under the High Priestess. So, I'll just kind of let you take a look at the imagery here, right? But it's an interesting almost kind of, I say like oxymoron. That's not maybe probably the right word. But, see how they're just reflective, of each other. Or, flipped. So, okay. I definitely feel that you guys are very spiritual at this time. You may, and also you guys have a particularly strong will and desire to kind of break free from the conventional way of doing things, okay? Basically breaking free from the dream of the planet. And when I say dream of the planet, I'm always referencing the 4 agreements. So definitely that was what I consider what was the precursor to my spiritual awakening. So I hold it in very high regard. So now, interestingly, okay, so just to kind of share a little bit of how I pulled whatever wanted to come out for what you need to know about. Basically, your shadows and what you know, things to come out about your light, essentially. Now, whatever it is that you are doing, you know, I feel like however I don't know, I feel like you're doing something with your gift, okay, or with your calling or purpose. So whatever that way looks like to you, it's definitely considered unconventional. You know, but you guys are really tuned in and tapped in and turned on to what you're doing here, and not to forget the lovers, you know. So back to back, I mean, or you know, right off the bat, three, you know, major arcana. The lovers really has to do with making a choice here, okay? You know, this speaks to also love, you know, but making decisions. So I feel that you're going to be making a choice or decision about something that it is that that you do love. And some people may consider this, you know, we have another major arcana here, the Judgment, okay? So, you know, it's like the whoever, you know, whatever this resistance, I don't know why I want to say it that way, whatever this resistance is to, you know, maybe it's people in your ear, but honestly, I just feel that they're stuck in the past here, guys. You know, I take this as it resonates, but you guys maybe what do you say? Alright, well, I guess I've just left the planet. Alright, let me try that again. It's like I'm trying to say that it's like you guys are. So I was saying take it if it resonates, but some of you may be getting a second chance at life. That's what I was trying to say, so take that as it resonates. And you're not going to let this, you know, it's just you're not going to let this chance get away from you. And you see that here. And again, it's going to ruffle some feathers, and, you know, you may even go here through a period of, you know, just ultimately feeling not quite successful, if you will, right? At whatever it is that you're pursuing here. But, you know, and you know, I do see struggles here ahead in your future, but ultimately, guys, here, you know, the very last card to come out is the Six of Wands, which really speaks to victories and just success, guys, overall. So all this adversity that I do see here, you're going to be facing it head on with light, with joy, not fear, with, you know what I mean? What am I holding down here? Okay, then, so we had, I had it in, yeah, so we had this in the reverse. So the Nine of Wands really represents, you know, really represents, like, to me, a last stand. So it can also represent strength. But with it in the reverse, you know, there may be areas where you just start to kind of experience a little bit of perhaps self-doubt, or, you know, low self-belief. But again, guys, understand that, you know, here in the energy, you guys are going to end up very, very victorious, okay? Again, here, Six of Wands. And ultimately, even with the lovers, guys, you know, it's, you know, it's like you're on your way to success, victory, and even the lovers, you know, if that's what you so wish. But, you know, I do see that you've struggled here in the past, guys. You have had relationships that didn't go as planned. You know, you're still working on your stability, essentially. You know, you're tapping into your powers at this time, but you haven't quite honed in on exactly, you know, you're still in the process, I should say, of fine-tuning your frequencies, okay? But, you know, but going back to the Nine of Wands, guys, you know, if whatever, take this as it resonates, whatever victim stories or limiting beliefs you may be holding on to, it's time to let those go, guys, at this time. And again, just take that if it resonates, you know. You may have been feeling that life has just essentially been against you, you know, or like you've been dealt a bad hand, but this is a sign that you're closer to a positive outcome than you think. Okay, so essentially, guys, and truly, it's like you know, what do we say? It's like you have to, you know, if you've heard before, you know, in order to really shine brightly, you need to walk through the darkness. And quite frankly, I mean, it's like, if you look at it this way, it's like you didn't have that much. It's like you're really not that, you know. Okay, what am I trying to say? It's like you guys are pretty solid in yourselves. You've done some inner work. You've gone through some dark nights of the soul. Whatever the case is, you've had struggles. You know, that you've really had to go through. See, Judgment. Again, just it's really more about self-reflection. You know, judging yourself. I mean, right? You're tapping into your mind. You know, into your 5D, but it's like in the 3D. You know, when you actually wake up and you're looking in the mirror, you're actually in the midst of your day. You may be judging yourself or things of that nature. So. And again, you know, just a lot of adversity over here, guys. You know, Nine of Pentacles, you guys may, you know, if it resonates to you, deal with attachment issues in some way, or, you know, maybe you were codependent on a relationship or circumstance or outcome. But, I mean, ultimately, again, with that Six of Wands there, you're really headed in the right direction. We're going to pull some advice here. Now, the King of Wands is coming in, right? In the reverse now, or excuse me, I said King of Wands, King of Swords, my apologies. So, the King of Swords... I mean, take this as it resonates. There could be... This could be a man from your past that has low willpower, if you will. But again, it was just it was just more adversity that you've had to face, guys. And there was quite a lot of it here, I mean. But, you know, I'm definitely, you know, for me, inner work is needed here. You know, you're tapping in, you may be meditating, you may be doing the manifestation, but the true inner work will be needed to really build up your confidence, and especially your confidence in really tapping into your, you know, remembering who you are and tapping into that true power here, okay, in order to start moving forward your manifestations. Because again, as we went back to it, guys, you want to do something here that's just completely unconventional, but you're really starting to listen to your inner guidance, and you will ultimately be successful here and even find love. I mean, I really do see that here. But there is a choice, again, a choice that needs to be made. You know, again, just adversity that you face, probably a past person. That could be this King of Swords. You know, as I was holding them together, that worked. I was just setting down cards and talking, you know, going through what we, you know, just overviewing or reviewing what we've already spoken on. And so holding these together, definitely. So someone from your past, you know, again, more adversity that you had to go through. And right now, though, you know, things may seem grim, you know, especially even in the financial sector, guys. However, again, ultimately, successfully, look, you know, like, it may not look so, you know, it may not look so hot over here, but it's like, look at the direction, you know, that these characters, the energy, the way that the energy, you know, you're going from this, and you're literally, the energies are clear for you to move into success, victory, doing whatever it is. Let's see if we can get a little more information on whatever it is that you want to do that's so unconventional. Again, worried about perhaps what others will think of this decision to pursue whatever this unconventional thing is. but you guys just kind of, you guys got to just kind of go for it. Of course, if it so resonates to do so, but, all right. All right, let's take a look. Whatever it is, it's going to change your world for the better, guys. You're going to meet and run into so many different interesting people and energies and just overall souls. Now, again, I said you're going to be experiencing struggles and adversities as you move along through this. Wow, okay, that's nice. So I was talking about, all these adversities you've gone through, guys, just ensure that you keep going, moving forward, believing in yourself big time, because you're going to be this, the Hangman in reverse does indicate a specific period of time where you feel really just like unsure of what to do, what move to make, this is a really critical time period in a way where you're really reflecting on next steps. As I say that, the Three of Wands here. So this is really represents long-term planning. Now, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse comes in. So, I don't know. I'm thinking, maybe whatever it is that this thing that it is that you want, or this thing that you're wanting to do, maybe you were thinking on putting a team together or whatever the case looks like before really moving forward, but perhaps really this could indicate to me that that you may need to kind of in a way start this solo. But yeah, we were talking about this, guys. So whatever this thing is though that you are pursuing, it is going to bring you literally abundance, emotional abundance, material abundance, the whole 9 yards essentially, guys. And as you step into this, as you break out of this, bubble of worry, right? Or whatever, what others will think. And when you really just like, it's like when you really finally are able to see through the trees, right? See the forest through the trees, right? I hope I said that correctly. Your anxiety is going to start to lessen. Things are going to start becoming clearer. Your the energy around the High Priestess is just going to heighten. You guys are just going to just literally just, again, beautiful emotional abundance here with the Queen of Wands, okay? You guys are, or excuse me, Queen of Cups. This really represents an intuitive person, guys, an intuitive energy right along here with the High Priestess. So whether, if this resonates with you guys, that's why I said ultimately it's like there was adversities you went through, but you ultimately transmuted the energies of those situations, right, into growth, into ascension. And again, just in the way that you're moving here, guys, the energies look very beautiful, that, especially here with the Empress, okay? And the Empress, really is about creativity, resources, again, abundance, more abundance as spoken to with the King of Pentacles. And this also speaks to motherhood and nurtureship. So, if again, whatever it is that you want in this life, if that's kids, then that's definitely here, on the table for you. So very beautiful full moon reading. And let's just let's take a final advice card here. This should really resonate with you guys if you've been thinking about doing something unconventional. That's pretty big one there, I think. The Lovers again, guys. Something about that choice. There's been a choice on your mind. That's another one. There has been a choice on your mind. You're thinking about doing something unconventional, guys. And I think, ultimately here your message is you're being overseen, you're being guided. Trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, trust in what you feel ultimately, okay? And let that guide you. And essentially, if you can do that, that's a surefire way to stay on your path, guys, and stay true to yourselves. But I hope I even said that as I meant to, and not left you guys more confused. But anyway, beautiful reading and happy pink moon.